Today's episode is one that hits home for so many of us. How do you restore peace in your life when everything feels overwhelming, loud, and out of control? We'll talk about how to restore peace, not just in a perfect, unrealistic way, but in a real, practical, sustainable way.
Hey, lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Boltz. I'm an attorney and founder of Boltz Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Boltz, owner of Boltz Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the miss in biz.
Let's get biz done.
When it comes to finding peace, the most important aspect of that is really clearly identifying what is stealing your peace. And when you're in the midst of the storm, you're being hit at all different angles, it can be kind of difficult to pinpoint which activities are really causing this dis-ease in your mind, your body, and your whole life. So being able to truly reflect and identify that is going to be crucial to being able to restore your peace, because you can't restore what you haven't identified. So your peace gets drained from activities like overcommitting, constant notifications, toxic conversations, lack of boundaries, mental clutter, and saying yes when your body is screaming no. So one of the key tips here is to ask yourself daily, preferably towards the end of the day when you're reflecting on how things went, ask yourself, what drained me today? But even more importantly, what filled me up? Because that awareness is going to be the first step to having real change.
We live in a culture that glorifies being busy, but being constantly overwhelmed is not a badge of honor. It's actually a warning sign. Studies show that chronic stress can impact emotional regulation and reduce productivity over time, even though it often tricks us into believing we're getting more done. At one point in my life, I had a job at a law firm where they instituted a rule for not forever, but for a period of time, that we had to work 12-hour days, 7 days a week. And I lived 45 minutes away from that job, so it was actually a 13-and-a-half-hour day. And so if you get there, just to give some context, if you get there at 8:30 in the morning, that means you're leaving at 8:30 at night and getting home at 9:15 at night.
So there's no time for anything.
Nothing, literally nothing. And that's 7 days a week, Saturday and Sunday included. So I literally could not get a haircut. I could not see my children at all. My girls were, I think, around 7 and 8 at the time. I took them to school in the morning and then didn't see them again the rest of the day. And it was really draining, but getting to the point is that after about day 8 of working 12-hour days, 7 days a week, I just remember sitting in my office staring at my computer and could not concentrate at all. Like, I could not focus on anything. My mind was just mush. Mm-hmm. And so there comes a point in time where the law of diminishing returns kicks in, and that's that there is such thing as too much. You get where you work too much to where your productivity now is suffering and it's going down because we aren't designed to work that many consistent hours.
Yeah, that's a great point. So you really have to be able to reframe that in your mind, that busy does not mean productive, and exhaustion does not mean that you're being successful. Peace begins where permission begins. Permission to slow down, simplify, and breathe again. So we have the identification as step 1. Step 2 we just went over. Step 3 is going to be your mental environment. So often we talk about spring cleaning and cleaning our homes, but really rarely do we ever talk about clearing our minds. This is really important. Mental clutter sounds like unfinished tasks that are just looping over and over in your mind, old conversations that you keep replaying, worrying about things that you cannot control, overthinking decisions that don't need to be overthought. So this is for all you overthinkers out there. It can really, really be draining and drain your entire piece. So what you want to do is you want to try this simple reset. Write everything down in your mind, and this really works. We used to call it brain dumping, where you write everything down in your mind, you circle what you can control and cross out what you can't control. Then you only focus on what remains, because peace grows in that clarity, not in the chaos.
Finding guests for a podcast can be difficult sometimes, so Brooke and I wanted to let you guys know that we are available to appear on your podcast.
We also enjoy speaking at events. So if you have an event coming up, these jingles can go on the road.
Simply go to missbiz.com/contact and in the subject line, write podcast guest or event speaker, and we'll reach out to you to further coordinate.
This is something that is very challenging for me and for many people, to just clear your mind. As entrepreneurs and business professionals, our minds are going all the time. We're thinking about the next thing. We're thinking about what we just finished that we should have done better, and just shutting down your mind is so hard. I have a friend who says that she listens to Tibetan bells, and that helps her to shut down her mind. So maybe there's something like that for you, some type of music or some type of exercise that helps to shut down your mind. But I think for each of us, it's important to find that thing, and writing things down, the journaling is one of those ways. Other times, something that I've tried is just to turn those thoughts into a prayer. So rather than just allowing my mind to think them in silence, I start saying them out loud intentionally to God as the thoughts come, and I'm talking to Him about whatever my mind is thinking about, as opposed to just letting them run around in my brain.
I'm going to have to look up what Tibetan bells are. That sounds pretty interesting.
I don't even know either.
Never even heard of it.
But she says when she sits down and tries to do a meditation or a devotion, that her mind has a hard time shutting down, but if she plays Tibetan bells, that she can do like double the amount of time that she otherwise would in silence.
Oh, I guess we're going to listen to Tibetan bells after we end this episode. So step 4 is setting boundaries without guilt. This is a really big one, especially if you're a people pleaser or a recovering people pleaser, because having those lack of boundaries is one of the fastest ways to lose your peace, especially in business and relationships. So just remember, every yes to something wrong is no to your peace, and you don't need a long explanation to protect your energy. You can even have like scripts that are pre-written in your phone on your notes section that just says, I'm sorry, I can't take that on right now, or I apologize, it doesn't work for me at the moment. Some people would say, let me get back to you, to give yourself some space to decide. That might be good in some situations, but I feel like some of that, if you know in your gut that that's something that you don't want to do, it's better just to nip it right then and there, because then we go back to step 3 where we're replaying all of those things in our mind. So just remember, boundaries are not walls, they're filters for your well-being, and they have to be present, because if you don't, then not only are you going to suffer mentally and physically, but also your business is going to suffer and feel the impact as well.
Something that's helped me with that, because I do have a hard time saying no to things, is being able to delegate it to someone else on the team. So if it's something that is worthwhile doing, like someone asked me to go to lunch and I just don't have the time to commit to a lunch meeting, I'll say, I can't do it, but Rachel can. Like if you have a team, you have someone you can delegate to, then you don't feel so bad saying, you're not saying no per se, you're just saying, I've got another person who's really great as well that you could talk to or that could help you with this. And so if you do have a team, that's an easier way to baby step into setting boundaries, is to delegate to someone else as opposed to just saying outright no.
Thanks for that, by the way. No, I enjoy it. So step 5 is going to be reducing input and increasing silence. You'll hear every so often people talk about like a digital detox or silencing their notifications. This is something that I've been doing a lot more, even, as involved in social media as I am. I do have to have those breaks from it, because it can be mentally exhausting if you're constantly consuming social media, notifications, opinions, news. I quit watching the news years ago because it was just so negative all the time. Now if I do, I'm just watching to see what the weather's going to be like that day and what traffic looks like. Messages and notifications, this is another one. This is something that my business coach, Nate Green, helped me with, is having designated times during the day where you're responding to certain text messages. Obviously, like emergencies are emergencies, but not everything is an emergency that requires your immediate attention. So if you're able to preview it, see what it is, have like a dedicated point during the day. I usually do it like around lunchtime and then around 5 p.m. And then I have like a morning block too that I do to where I can respond and do some of these things. That way I can be more efficient and tackle everything on at once, but I'm not getting overwhelmed with too much, because there'll be people in your life that just want to send you cat videos all day while you're trying to work. So, you got to find that healthy balance for your nervous system, because our nervous system never gets a break. So even just 10 to 15 minutes of intentional quiet time daily can help you regulate those stress levels and improve your mental clarity over time. So try some of these tactics. No phone for a period of time, no talking, no input, just you and the stillness. And I know for you, Brooke, when your phone got ran over and you got hacked from your Facebook account, like you found peace in having that alone time away from the noise.
So another one of those things is happening right now. I've been locked out of my Hotmail for like 4 weeks, whenever spring break was. I don't know what happened, but I just got, when I tried to open it on my phone, it said it's been compromised or something. And so I'd gone through the prompts to try to reset the password and it just hasn't worked. So I haven't been able to get into Hotmail for a while. And that was my primary personal email account. But what I recognize now that I haven't been able to get into it is that so much of it was junk mail. Mm-hmm. And I was spending a lot of time just deleting junk every day. And now I don't even really want to get back into it, because there's going to be so many thousands of junk mail items to delete. And I'm realizing that I'm living just fine without it. Yeah. Maybe I don't even need it that much. And so I've consolidated now to really just using my work email as my primary email, and that has taken some wasted time out of my day. Also, my friend Angie told me about something called SaneBox, and it's an app that helps with your email inbox to triage things and to get rid of junk mail, and just makes, I guess it simplifies all the junk in your email. And for me, when we talk about the things that really kind of take up a lot of my day, emails is a big one of them. So SaneBox is something that she uses that she said is fantastic. She said it's maybe $5 a month at most, and it's really helped to streamline her emails and stop wasting so much time there.
Do you love the Miss Biz podcast?
Because we love you.
Here's 3 things you can do to show your support.
1, write us a review. Apple, Spotify, and Google My Business are the best platforms to write a review.
2, follow us on social media. Our handle is @MissBizPodcast.
3, join our Facebook group, Miss Biz Nation, for exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage. Also, ask questions related to your business and discuss topics from our episodes.
Yeah, no, that's really, really important. Every few weeks, my personal email I have to go through, and there was literally, I think within a 3-week time period, there were 400 or 500 emails.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, just taking up all that space. And I'm a person that unsubscribes from things. I will take the 2 extra seconds to go and remove my email address from a mailing list, but they're constantly selling your information to people. So, as soon as you unregister from one, then you're getting put on 3 or 4 others at least. So, that is really, really important to have those moments of silence. I know you spoke previously about John, who said he spends an hour a day with God, just soaking. I think getting back to some of those core principles are really key in having a healthy, happy life. And I think ultimately it will make you more productive as well. It may seem uncomfortable at first, but that's often a sign that you need it the most.
Right. And even if you just start with 10 to 15 minutes of intentional quiet time a day, you got to start somewhere, but you have to make it a priority. It shouldn't be the thing that if you have time for, you get around to that quiet time. It really needs to be the first thing that gets blocked on your schedule, not the last thing.
Yep. Time blocking, man, it's a game changer. So step 6 is do one thing that feels like you again. This is something that I've had to learn to get back into. A lot of times when life gets heavy, we stop doing the things that make us feel like ourselves. After my aunt died, I had a really difficult time adjusting to that, and I kind of just inundated myself with work so that I wouldn't have to think or process the feelings. And although it really benefited my business very well, it just drained me, and it kind of sucked the joy out of life for a while. So being able to do those things that can make you feel like yourself again is often going to help restore your peace, because we can restore our peace through identity reconnection. So ask yourself, what makes me feel grounded? What makes me feel like me again? And what did I used to love to do that I stopped doing? Then do one small thing, whether that's taking a walk, listening to music, sitting outside, journaling, creating something, and resting without guilt. And it could be anything, any of those things. I like to go to the gym. So making sure that I'm going to the gym, that makes me feel like me. It makes me feel energized, happy, gets the endorphins going. And being intentional about it as well, and making sure it's on your calendar and you're making those efforts, if not every day, then at least a couple times a week. Because healing doesn't always come from doing more. It comes often from returning to yourself.
So if you take nothing else from this episode, remember this: peace is not found in a perfect life. It's built inside an intentional one. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to create one moment of calm and then another. Because little by little, those moments become your life again.
So thank you for listening today. If this episode spoke to you, or if you know someone who is overwhelmed and maybe needs intervention, we'd love it if you could share this with them, because we can all use that reminder that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary.
We appreciate you and are honored to be on this journey with you. We can't wait to help you, to encourage you, and show you how to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
If you found Miss Biz helpful, please leave a review and share with others.
You can follow us on social media at Miss Biz Podcast.
For legal questions or services, please visit boltzlegal.com.
And for digital marketing needs, please visit boltzmedia.com. Let's get biz done.